Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, November 23, 2022. Jamaica generated $939.7 million in export earnings for the first 7 months of this year. This is 2.3% more than the corresponding period in 2021 and is due mainly to a 6.8% increase in the export value of mineral fuels. The top 5 destinations for Jamaica's exports were the United States of America, Canada, the United Kingdom, Puerto Rico, and the Russian Federation. Meanwhile, Jamaica's total spend on imports rose by 33.6%, or over $4 billion during the same period. This is largely attributed to higher imports of fuels and lubricants, raw materials, and intermediate goods and consumer goods. The figures were released by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, on Monday. A delegation of 17 companies from the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago is now in Jamaica on a trade mission as part of efforts to expand and promote bilateral export trade between the two countries. The 4-day visit, which includes Trinidad's Minister of Trade and Industry, comprises companies operating in construction, food and beverage, logistics, packaging and printing, chemicals, and other sectors. Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Senator Aubin Hill, welcomed the trade mission on Monday, reiterating to them that Jamaica was an excellent place to do business.
We're training to make sure when you come to invest, you have good people to work for you. We have, since you're here and you're Trinidadians and our friends, we have to remind you that we have 1.5 million people in the Kingston, Port Morris, and St. Catherine area that speak English, very young and can be trained and will be trained and are being trained. So we have a workforce that you can work with. So we have the workforce you can work with. We have an economy that is growing.
President of the Trinidad and Tobago Manufacturers Association, Tricia Kusel, agreed that Jamaica offers multi-investment and business opportunities, but said more than that, the purpose of the visit was to solidify relationships.
TTMA has always viewed Jamaica as our most valued trading partner, one of in the region. However, we would all agree that this relationship is much more than trade today. It has expanded its tentacles to include investments, tourism, and even cross-cultural mixing.
Caribbean member states are being urged to work together to respond to the changing global tax landscape. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, says getting the CARICOM Treaty in alignment with these changes is one of the steps that must be taken. He says aspects of the treaty are inconsistent with new global standards, and the global minimum tax will have an impact on certain provisions in relation to the allocation of taxing rights.
But one country can't change it. It will take all of us who are signatories to the CARICOM tax treaty to make the changes that will be vital for our own prosperity and survival.
Dr. Clark was addressing the opening ceremony of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD, CARICOM regional meeting on Tuesday. The finance minister thanked the OECD for the technical support provided to the region in making the necessary changes. He expressed hope that actionable targets from the meeting would be taken back to the CARICOM Council for Finance and Planning for further support.
It is my hope that this meeting will build on the discussions that we have had and provides an opportunity and a platform for us to accelerate the thoughts and the thinking and identify the priorities for the kind of changes that are going to need to be made.
Approximately 80 delegates from countries across the region are attending the 3-day OECD CARICOM conference. It is being co-hosted by the CARICOM Secretariat and Tax Administration Jamaica in association with the OECD. In other news, government is expanding its compassionate care program in hospitals, which seeks to deliver health care with more empathy. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton launched the expanded program at the Kingston Public Hospital recently. He says this approach is important for improving the well-being of patients, asserting that clinical care is best administered and received when the initial contact with patients is one of understanding and compassion.
I have experienced in my time as minister the therapeutic value of demonstrating empathy, showing care, being sensitive to providing basic assistance that are entirely non-clinical, but plays a critical role in just helping people in distress to relax. And that relaxation adds to their therapy and their recovery. It not only helps the patient, as important as they are, it helps the staff. It's a dual benefit.
The Compassionate Care Program will be implemented in healthcare facilities island-wide. It comprises 3 components: training staff in customer service, enhancing basic infrastructure such as waiting areas, and engaging persons as volunteers to offer good customer service under the supervision of staff. The initiative is sponsored and coordinated by the National Health Fund and has so far been launched at 10 health facilities, with over 4,000 persons trained across all categories of staff. And finally, paternity leave for fathers of newborns and an increase of paid maternity leave from 40 days to 3 months are slated to come into effect on January 1, 2023. Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Marcia Smith, made the announcement while addressing the Civil Service Week Public Forum, held at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel on Tuesday. She says the introduction of paternity leave is groundbreaking and timely.
Because for a strong society, we need strong fathers. And the introduction of paternity leave is showing that the government of Jamaica sees the importance of fatherhood in the parenting of a child.
Minister Smith also revealed that family leave for adoptive parents bringing a new child into the home will take effect on January 1 as well.
This is an opportunity for other Jamaicans who have the capacity and the ability to take on foster a child. If you are a public servant, you are going to be given that opportunity to get those weeks to settle that child in before you go back to work fully.
The changes are coming out of the current Public Sector Compensation Review and will be facilitated by updating the Public Sector Staff Orders of 2004. The Compensation Review is intended to overhaul the structure of salaries and other emoluments in the public service. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.